Oh, I'm sorry. You caught me eating breakfast. Here in this sunny meadow. Just a second. Okay, sorry. I thought I had like 30 more minutes, but apparently I didn't. Anyway, I'm here to introduce this here Just Another Fanboy classic episode, which, you know, I figured that considering we haven't had one since the end of September, we should just throw one in here now before we get started on a big bunch of exciting Madman episodes. So this week, I'm going to take you back to episode number 33 that was originally published on April 13th, 2007. That's my best guess at this point because I have stopped stating within these episodes when they were recorded. I know it was a week after the previous episode, episode number 32, and that it released on a Thursday, which, if that calendar I found was correct, that should be April 13th. And I have to say that I had a lot of fun listening back to this episode as I was getting it ready. And frankly, I hope you have fun with it too. So yeah, here it is. I'm going to finish my eggs. You're listening to Just Another Fanboy, the podcast that's 75% more absorbent than the leading comic book podcast. Just Another Fanboy is a Lynx Broadcasting production and a proud member of the Comics Podcasts Network.
Just like a comic book! Just like a comic book! Just like a comic book! Just like a comic book!
Welcome to episode number 33 of Just Another Fanboy. I'm your host, Steeven.
And I'm Karen.
That's my wife.
That's true.
How you doing?
I'm the Mrs. Fanboy.
The Mrs.
I'm not doing so good again.
Well, you have been feeling sickly.
Again with the not feeling well.
You've been feeling,
Jeez.
well, last week you just were kind of...
I was off.
Yeah.
I felt like I was off.
This week you're feeling poorly.
Yeah. We debated about whether or not to do this tonight or put it off a night, but...
Yeah, and I said, hey, don't worry about it. We can do it tomorrow night. And you stepped up to the plate.
Yeah.
You're taking
I'm
one
here.
for the... You're taking one for the team.
You might hear some tummy grumblings.
That'd be sweet.
They're pretty loud. The kind that make me go, that's cool.
That'd be sweet.
That's cool. I want a stethoscope.
We'll stick the microphone
For
right
that.
up against your belly.
Yeah, same concept.
That'd be sweet.
Because sometimes, you know, if we're laying on the couch or something and my head's on your belly and I can hear it going bing and it sounds like fireworks going off in somebody's tummy. I highly recommend that you take a moment, lay your head on someone's tummy any time of the day, and you will hear some very interesting things.
Hear the gurgling.
Yeah, lay your ear on somebody's tummy.
Especially-
And if I had a stethoscope, because there's sometimes I'm like, let me listen to your tummy. And you're like, no, because that's just weird. If I had a stethoscope, I could listen to my own tummy whenever I feel like it, because it just sounds like fireworks. It's very cool.
Well, a man's tummy is his own personal kingdom.
Okay, well, and a woman's too.
No man's tummy is an island. You know, I don't know.
Okay.
I've never
I have
understood
no response to that.
I've never understood that phrase, no man is an island. Do you know what that means?
Not really.
Maybe somebody can explain that to me.
I'm sure if we actually thought about it, we could
Because
figure it out.
no man really is an island, because an island is like land. Anyway.
Yeah, isn't there a song about I am an island, though? Yeah.
There's also I Am the Walrus.
I am an island. Yeah, that's how it sounds. I am an island.
I am an island.
Isn't that Paul Simon?
I don't know.
Or Simon and Garfunkel?
I don't know.
Yeah, I am a rock.
I am a rock. I am an island. Yeah.
Very good.
There you go.
All
I think
right.
they use that in an insurance commercial now.
Oh, that's so sad.
I don't know.
I'm never a big fan of that.
No. So I got an announcement to make before we get into the show. Third week in a row. No Norman, Oklahoma.
Not so fast there, pony boy. It's Norman, Oklahoma, and I'm back, baby. I got something to tell you and your little trophy bride coming in here and trying to break up the band. Well, I'm here, and I'm here to stay. So tune in later, folks, for some little view from Norman, Oklahoma. Yeehaw!
No, Norman, Oklahoma.
He's not. He couldn't.
He was here last night, wasn't he? Raiding the fridge?
No.
I know he was here.
No.
Yeah, he hasn't wanted to show his face around me too much since he shot you.
Was he here last?
I'm pretty sure he was, unless he died and his ghost is haunting our fridge.
That'd be scary.
That'd be great.
Well, I'll have to call him.
Okay. Give him a ring.
So
Give me a ring.
I wanted to talk about a little idea for a comic book I had.
Okay.
Over at the Geek Speak board, cgspodcast.com/forum, followed by the number 2. They have this little thing going on called, I believe it's the CGS Creative Project or Project Creative or something. Anyway, basically a bunch of the guys and girls over at the Geek Speak boards have decided to put together a little anthology comic book, indie style.
Awesome.
And are asking people to submit their ideas. You know, if you're a writer and you've got an idea for a story, submit your idea and maybe they can.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Yeah.
I may belch too.
Oh.
Or, I don't know. Some people think burp sounds better than belch. Some people think belch sounds. I may go, ugh. Because I just did, but it was silent. I mean, I made it that way.
Sounded a bit deadly.
But I've been doing a lot of that in the last couple hours.
You have.
Which it's actually made me feel a little bit better. So maybe if I can do that, that will make me feel all better.
And you burp like a man, sister.
I can. I like to really say words when I do it. So if some people that just really, people, as funny as they are and as much humor as they like, that's
disgusting.
Yeah. They just draw the line at stuff like that. So anyway.
I'm going to turn this off.
Cause I could maybe get up to the letter. Oh, I don't know how far I could get to the alphabet, but usually if I feel one coming, I try to think of something clever to say first. Like I would do the, little bit more. If I feel one coming on, I'll go
awesome.
A little bit more.
And for some people, who
now
think,
I'm going to have to do it. So we'll try to give you a warning in the editing if that's going to come.
And there's some people out there that think that, the burping is funny. They can sit around with their fellas and burp and laugh, but then a lady burps and they're like, oh, that's just not right.
Yeah, but there are some people that think that's really cool, a chick who'll burp and do all that stuff. It's the other ladies who don't care for it so much.
Jealous.
No, it's just
green-eyed monster.
It's just some women are classy. And around other people I am, but at home
that's not proper.
I can throw it out a little bit.
So anyway,
go ahead. I'm really sorry.
So it's okay. So they
okay, I'm not sorry.
Asking people, if you're an artist but you're not a writer and you want to contribute your art, post. If you're a writer but not an artist and want to contribute your writing, post. If you know how to do letters, if you know how to color, blah 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 blah. So I posted my little pitch and thus far have gotten exactly 0 responses. And so
you have not exactly gotten 0 responses?
Are you going to play Grammar Police
I didn't,
tonight?
but I don't know what you're saying.
So far, I have gotten exactly 0 responses.
Well, that's not what you said.
That is not what I said.
Okay.
So you're making me feel like a fool.
Script.
You're making me feel like a fool.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, I thought I'd take, since, hey, I've got this podcast and dang it, I've got a mic in front of me and I can say whatever I want and
it's very empowering, isn't it?
Speak my message. I thought I'd throw my idea out there and maybe somebody listening who might not be a member of the boards or who are a member but just haven't gone over there, and maybe you're an artist and maybe might want to contribute. So here it is. It's
okay.
Here's a little backstory. This is the pitch that I posted. It's going to be called Midlife Crisis, the date. And if I ever actually was lucky enough to do a book, the book would be called Midlife Crisis, but the story is called The Date. It's a satirical look at what happens when your average guy uses his newly begotten superpowers in an attempt to reignite the spark of love with his wife. Little backstory. Oliver Kent is an overweight man in his mid-40s. He's slovenly. He's lazy. And he makes just enough money between his 2 dead-end jobs to put a little food on the table and provide second-hand clothing for his wife, a stay-at-home mom, and his 3 teenage children.
Okay, this sounds really familiar.
It's a little
in about 10 years.
Yeah.
Are you going to be slovenly in 10 years?
I hope not.
Oh, great.
Oliver's less than extravagant lifestyle has caused a mild depression to wash over him and take hold of his daily life, losing him the respect of his wife and kids and placing him on the brink of suicide. That is until the day he's given a mystical ring as a tip while out delivering pizzas in the dead of night.
That's good. I like that.
The ring allows Oliver to transform into a man of godlike proportions, now blessed with rock-hard abs, buns of steel, hair like flowing water, and amazing powers of flight and super strength, Oliver takes to the streets as a costume vigilante to right wrongs, met justice, save lives, and most importantly, regain the love and respect of his wife and kids.
Aww.
And what I'd like to do, this is part of the pitch, what I'd like to do is an 8 to 10 page story where Oliver takes his wife, Sue, out on a date.
Ooh, oddly enough, that's my middle name.
Odd.
Weird. This is creepy, hon.
Oliver takes his wife, Sue, out on a date at a nice restaurant. But Oliver goes in his newly acquired superhero body. He's hoping to impress her, but doesn't realize that it's him that she loves, not his sexy new physique. She finds this new Oliver quite annoying and wishes that he'd just stop. But Oliver doesn't see this. He's under the impression that his looks and the fact that he doesn't make much money is what has placed the rift between him and his one true love, when it's actually his negative, mopey attitude towards his station in life that's been driving her away. In the midst of the date, a customer at a nearby table, who is actually a superpowered criminal in civilian attire, becomes upset over the quality of his meal and starts wrecking the place. Oliver steps up and saves the day. This is the first time Sue has seen Oliver in action and is filled with conflicting emotions. She wants her husband back, but finds this man of action that her husband has become is starting to fill her with desires toward him that she hasn't felt in a great long while. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So
That's
kind of
pretty good.
It's a little idea I've been.
Okay, that's more than pretty good. That's really good.
Well, thank you. It's been knocking around inside my head for a year or two now, and
really,
I've always liked the idea of this guy who's, and I do. It's one of those things where
she wants her husband back.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I was thinking sexy back. She wants her husband back.
And
I can't really sing.
That's okay.
I know it is. Don't patronize me.
I'm not patronizing.
Well, it sounded okay. Go ahead. Do what you want to do. It's your show. Whatever.
Little bit more.
A little bit more.
Anyway, I just thought I like the idea that here's this guy who's somewhat a little like me, and it's all about beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, because personally, I'm not a big fan of the 6-pack. I like the snack pack. I'm a fan of the snack pack.
I got a snack pack.
I like the snack pack. You gotta have a little snack pack. Psh, to heck with the 6-pack. Give me a snack pack any day, baby.
If you like what you heard, and you,
I like what I heard.
All right. Can
Can
you draw?
Can't draw.
Oh. But if you like,
is that a requirement?
Well, I'm looking for an artist.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
If you like
I'll
what you
let you
heard-
get to your point already. Jeez.
If you like what you heard and consider yourself somewhat of an artist, just send me some samples over at justanotherfanboy@gmail.com.
That'd be really cool.
Maybe we can get something going.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
It's not a paying gig.
Well,
The hope is to either because I've
sell the idea kind of
well,
thing.
yeah, and there are websites out there that you can go to, message boards that are frequented by artists and writers, where if you have an idea, you say, hey, I'm looking for a writer, and you've always got the option of hiring a guy to do it, just so you have something that you can take to a comic book publisher and say,
this sounds really good. This should be
this is
done.
what I want to do, but I don't know. I'm not ready to step it up to I don't have money to pay an artist, first of all.
No.
And I saw this post over
Let's not get into what we don't have money for.
I saw this happening over at the Comic Geek Speak boards, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity to kind of get my feet wet and learn the process. And hopefully there's somebody else out there who can
We
draw.
need to get some sponsorship on this show already, on this podcast.
You know who should sponsor us?
Keds, because I really like my Keds.
You know who else? Arby's.
Arby's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, who else can we plug? I really like the leather Keds, and I really want some, because I'm the worst when it comes to following instructions and directions. Like when it comes to washing things, I'm just always in a hurry. So, I throw my delicates in with the jeans, and when my nice new white leather Keds get dirty, I throw them in the washing machine.
Wow.
And what does that do to leather? But I'm
shrinks
always like, no, it rips it. It kills it. Yeah. It's like,
you don't put leather in.
yeah. But I'm always like, okay, maybe this time it won't. Because every once in a while, I can throw them in once and they come out great. Throw them in twice. Hey, they're still in great shape. that third or fourth time.
Maybe
Get you. And
maybe
it's like,
this
now
time
they're ruined, and now
I picture
I got
you
nothing but
standing.
clogs.
I picture you standing there at the washing machine, holding your dirty leather kids, and thinking to yourself, maybe this time, I hope.
Maybe this time.
I hope that they will go through the washing machine. And then this
That's
little
about right.
fairy princess comes up with the wand and says,
and so you shall.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. But anyway, yeah, I like kids. And I really like my Swiffer carpet flick. I'll mention that again. You got to get one of these, people, especially if you have Berber carpet. And you have kids. It's this kind of stuff right down here on our floor.
Yeah, they can't see that.
Well, I'm telling you.
Oh.
You know.
That's called Berber?
Yeah, something like that. It's just great if you have kids and you have cracker crumbs and stuff all the time. So you don't have to drag out the vacuum every single night. You can Swiffer this. It doesn't have a motor. It's just this little thing with these sticky cartridges. They're sticky on both sides. And you just run it over and somehow it flicks it up onto the top side of the sticky as well as the bottom side of the sticky. And you pull it out. It's like peeling off a Biore strip from your nose. It's covered in ugh. That's what these things are. You pull it out. It's just covered in all kinds of stuff. Throw it out. Pop in another one. Swiffer a little more. I love my Swiffer carpet flick. Please send me refills, Swiffer people.
Can I just say something real quick?
And I love my kids.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Berber.
A Berber.
I like that word. That's my new favorite
It also works really good on my indoor-outdoor carpet in there. So.
The word of the week is Berber.
There you go. Okay. What else are you talking about?
Well, we got some questions from the Ask the Fanboys.
Question?
Remember, we whined and moaned last week about nobody asking
wants
any
to
questions.
know anything from us.
Well, M Guy 1977 stepped up to the plate over on the boards and
Right on.
he sent us a couple questions. Ready?
Yeah.
My question is, he says, what mega event in comics are you looking forward to most this summer and why? And this is multiple choice. He's got
good, because I don't know.
DC Countdown, Amazon's Attack, World War Hulk. I had to
still all Greek to me, gosh darn it.
I had to kind of really, I always get that World War Hulk, Back in Black.
Say WW Hulk.
Okay. That's the Spidey event. And an indie series, miniseries you want to support, or the last choice is something else, none of the above.
I guess I'll let you answer that, fanboy.
I am most looking forward to World War Hulk.
Okay.
The Hulk, for those not in the know, such as you, for the past year, he has been sent off planet.
Okay.
A group of heroes in the Marvel Universe, calling themselves the Illuminati, have decided the best...
Fancy schmancy.
The Hulk is a menace, and you can't kill him.
Yeah.
So the best...
I know that.
So they get their big fat brains together and decide, well, we got to do something. Let's send him off planet. And they trick him into space.
Okay.
Because
he doesn't seem all that bright.
Well, no.
So
they trick him into
trick him
space.
pretty easily, probably.
Behind this door is a rack of lamb. No, that's not a spaceship. It's a rack of lamb. Get in the spaceship, Hulk. Get in the ship. And so he gets sucked into a wormhole.
Is that really what they did?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. But he gets sucked in this wormhole and is on this planet for the past year, and he's going to come back. And he's probably going to be pissed off. He's not going to be happy.
Oh, I shouldn't have said the P word.
He's going to be angered.
He's probably going to be, yeah.
And any
all
fan
kinds
of
PMSy.
Well, and any fan of the Hulk knows
pre-monster syndrome.
The madder the Hulk gets,
the bigger badder.
The stronger the Hulk gets. And I'm not talking about smell, though I bet he stinks.
Well, does the Hulk ever...
I don't know.
Anything green? I don't know.
I don't know if he's using the right guard.
Okay.
But anyway.
Okay, so now we get a plug from them too. Right guard.
So he's got a second.
Strong
though I am
enough for the Hulk.
He does say an indie number 5, the fifth choice.
She can use it too. The She-Hulk.
There you go. The She-Hulk. I'm sure.
Okay, I'm feeling better now.
So he does. One of the options is an indie series, miniseries you want to support, and so Madman would really. So yeah, I'm going to change my mind. Madman is what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, now
which comes out this week, Wednesday, baby.
Oh, Wednesday, baby.
Of course, this won't be out until Thursday. So by the time you hear this, Madman should be in the shops.
The shop.
And it should be sitting
Can
in
go
a
to the
box,
shop,
getting ready
the
to
box.
be sent to my place.
Shop in the box.
And maybe in the next couple of weeks, we'll talk about that with the guys from Raging Bullets. But we'll talk about that here in a second.
Oh, okay.
Because he's got a second question.
Oh, good.
Are you going to see Fantastic Four, the second movie, and Spider-Man 3 in the theaters, or wait for
Oh.
DVD?
Oh, that's a good question.
Fantastic Four, I'll wait for the DVD.
Mhm.
Spider-Man 3, yeah, I got to see that one
Probably,
in the
yeah.
theaters.
Because you got to
'Cause-
see him swinging around.
Oh, when I saw the
on the big
first one
screen.
in the theater, I felt like I did when I first saw him on the Electric Company. I was like a little kid again.
Yeah. I
He
remember
was-
just when you saw the trailers, when the very first one was coming out and he was doing where he drops down.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, oh my gosh, that's exactly like it was in the comic book.
That is so sweet.
Yeah, that is so cool. You were just tripping for a long while about that.
And you were like, God, I'm glad I don't have any friends around here. That's
Yeah.
my husband.
We don't really do movies in the theater.
No.
Just time and money and
Yeah, and that's,
somebody to watch the kids. But when it comes to things like this,
yeah.
you can go. I mean, not
Yeah.
like you can go, but
And I'll probably go, attend bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry. Gosh, bless me.
I'll probably attend Spider-Man 3 with my brother David.
Yeah, didn't you and
Cabela
the
from the
brothers
forums.
always went to
Let's see all the Star Wars
yeah,
together.
that was always pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should go do
So-
that together.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you say? He's Cabela?
Cabela on the forums. That's my brother.
Yeah, that's good, because I was going to get all kinds of uptight when somebody referred to you as being whipped. Till I found out it was him, then it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was about to say, I know where you live and I've seen where you sleep, and I swear by all that is holy, your mothers will cry when they see what I've done to you.
I think
Yeah.
I think I wet my pants.
What movie is that from?
I don't remember. Tommy Boy.
Very good.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
And it wouldn't be Mothers, it would be Mother.
Yeah.
I was going to put that on as my reply once I found out that it was David, your
Yeah.
brother. But then I thought other people who don't know that that's who he is will think, dang, she went all witchy on somebody.
She is crazy.
But I thought he might appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you get snippy with me,
Get snippy
I
back.
get snippy with you.
Anybody wants to fight one of us, they're going to have to fight us all.
That's right. That's from Bonanza.
Bonanza.
A lot of people
Which-
don't know that.
I used to watch
But that's the...
back when I was working third shift because it was on after Wings.
Oh, yeah, so you'd watch
Yeah.
it.
I'd fall asleep to it on the couch.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of knowing what the original words are to musical
Mhm.
theme songs. Only because I know a few of them. But like that one, we got a right to pick a little fight bonanza. If anyone fights any one of us, he's got to fight with me.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, I can't remember the rest of it. But then I also know the Monsters.
The Munsters.
Yeah, the Monsters. A lot of people don't know that one, but it's Shall I say that for Halloween?
Save that one for
Okay,
Halloween.
let's
that
do
will be
that.
our
We've got a lot to talk
Halloween
about tonight, like a lot.
special.
So-
Yes, we had a strange phone day.
Okay, well, I was going to say something that led into that.
Okay, go ahead.
I got to find my show notes. So, okay.
Oh. Should I entertain them?
Well,
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Okay,
my
sorry.
rectum, yeah. Well, now that's interesting that you should say that because the theme song to I guess it's the Looney Tunes.
Mhm.
I guess I know. I think it's that one. That one. That one's like the merry-go-round broke down.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, the merry-go-round broke down, and it made the strangest sound.
And
The lights
somebody
went
hit
low.
a
We both
clown.
said, "Oh!" And the merry-go-round went ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba.
Somebody hit a clown.
Okay, but anyway, leading up to the interesting phone day
Mm-hmm.
today, Simon wanted
Oh,
to know
boy.
what Hawkman's name was.
Oh no,
Okay.
Simon has a real thing. We should probably explain that.
This is definitely an autistic related thing, or kind of his obsessive compulsive side.
Yeah, and
You can't-
it's my fault because I started to explain to him Superman is Clark Kent, Batman is Bruce Wayne, teaching him the
And he knows most of them.
Yes.
But when he doesn't, but he's been told.
Yes.
Okay.
forgets.
So let's give the example of back when it was the On Fire guy.
Yes.
Okay, before who is that? The
Human Torch.
Human Torch. Okay. He wanted to know what that guy's name was. And let's just say you hadn't told him yet. So I just said, okay, well, that's on.
I'm at work, so.
Well, I'm not going to give that much background. I'm just saying that at the time it would appease him if I said, that's on Fire Guy.
Yeah.
That's on Fire Guy, because you had never told him.
If he doesn't know the name beforehand, he's not going to argue with you.
So then a few days go by, you tell him that it's the Human Torch.
Mm-hmm.
A few days later, he's forgotten. So he asks me, and I said, oh, that's on Fire Guy. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, well, if you know what it is, then you tell me. But he couldn't remember. He knows it's not on Fire Guy. Yeah. But so I don't know doesn't work with him. You cannot say I don't know.
Even if you
I'm like,
you just
buddy,
truly don't know.
Oh my gosh, we were so into this afternoon that we were both in tears. I was just because he can't let it go.
Because he was watching Justice League Unlimited season 2.
Go. It is the only thing he will think about and focus on until he has his answer. Okay, so today. Normally, in the past, what I would do, like you're saying, if you're at work,
you email me.
I would email you. In the past, in your previous job, I could call you and I'd be like, hey, what's on Fire's guy's name? And you'd say, that's the Human Torch. I'm like, cool, Simon, Human Torch. And he'd be like, cool, thanks. Okay. Today.
No phone.
No phone.
No phone.
I'd like to say there's a really good reason for it, but basically, forgot to pay the bill.
Well, yeah.
Well, you did. It was late. But I mean, that's
we got it in. But we got it in before the second due date.
It's one of those things that we just sometimes get a little lazy about. And no dial tone today. I didn't know until I tried to get on the internet, and it was like on its 6th attempt that I'm like, dang. And then I realized. So anyway, no phone, no internet all day long. Had the best day with the kids though.
Yeah.
So that taught me something about sitting in front of the computer maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I can't call you. I can't email you.
He wants to know
I
Hawkman's
cannot
name.
find out what Hawkman's name is. And a half an hour later, he and I are just in tears, and I've had to go into another room, and he is just starting to throw things. I mean, it gets really ugly when Simon has a meltdown, and by golly, he was having a meltdown.
Can I say something though? Because
he's a good boy.
He is a good boy. He is
such a good boy, but when he gets worked up, by golly.
He wanted to know Hawkman's name, probably because he was watching the episode of Justice League Unlimited that had Hawkman on it.
Yeah.
If in future, if that happens, sit down and watch the episode with him.
But he wouldn't let me fast forward.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let me.
Yeah, that's
he wouldn't let me go.
Like that.
He like, no, mommy, no. Okay. I just needed to know. And I knew Hawkgirl's name because we had just figured that out a couple weeks ago or whatever. So, and her name is so kind of quirky, but I thought, okay, it's gotta be something. Is his name Xavier or Simon? Is it, I don't know. I was coming up with stuff and he was just, so it was tough day. But yeah.
But, the reason why I thought we didn't have phone, because last night,
big news in the Orr household.
I called AT&T and has switched our phone service over. In a few days, we will be getting our DSL modem. Yay, yay.
Yay, yay.
So we're going to be blazing through the internet. By the end of the day after the modem, it's going to be like, okay, there's no more internet to surf.
Yeah, I've done all I need to do.
All right, I'm done.
I'm just looking forward to him actually, the kids being able to play the games and stuff on like PBS. And there's this one, I'll have to find it again, where celebrities read books. It's video where they sit and they read their favorite books.
If you can see them, okay. If it was just audio,
if it was just audio, then exactly, we could make a tape. But, the kids can sit and watch somebody reading a book, and I can sit and watch.
They can watch me read a book.
I know, but it's cool because it's like celebrities, and I'm a celebrity junkie.
You are a celebrity junkie.
So that'll be cool for me. I can't wait. Because before, we've never been able to watch it because it would just skip.
That's because the dial-up.
Or I could hear the audio, but it would freeze on the picture, or the picture would move and skip, but I wouldn't hear anything. So I'm so excited about that.
But speaking of the celebs, you found an interesting article today.
Well, first of all, let me get back to saying that because I didn't have internet access today, I didn't know who Anna Nicole's baby daddy was until 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Entertainment Tonight. The rest of the world knew. We've been waiting on pins and freaking needles. And I didn't find out till early evening here. So, but Way to go, Larry Burkhead.
Larry Burkhead.
Do right by that baby, because
Yeah,
we're
'cause-
all going to be watching. And I mean that. You
Right.
do right by that little girl.
Do not be a chachi.
Don't be a chachi.
I'm not
Inside
gonna,
joke.
Yeah, I'm not going to explain
We're not
that.
going to go into a whole story, but don't
be a
chachi.
Don't be a chachi. But yeah, so tonight though, you get online after I get home because I spent like 20 minutes because okay, here's the whole deal. I get home and you're upset because you can't find your card because you just called our original telephone provider because we were supposed to still be going through them the rest of the week.
Right.
And since they shut us down, you tried to get online. You tried to call them
and
with
pay over the
a cell phone
with my debit card.
Yeah, and you couldn't find the
with
debit
Abby's
card,
cell phone.
which ended up being a good thing because
Right.
they wanted like what, an extra $50
like $40 or $50
to
for
turn it back on.
a reconnect fee.
And I just said, well, I'm going to call AT&T and see if they can just hook us up sooner.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a 4 or 5 day wait.
And so I'm on the phone with them for like 20 minutes. Very nice, very good customer service over there at the AT&T.
Surprising,
Coming
somebody that big.
from somebody who's got a decade background in customer service.
Holla!
Very good customer service over there at the AT&T. But she looks up my account and she's got me on hold. And every 30 seconds she comes back to tell me, they still got me on hold. I'm trying to find out.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And, instead of just listening to music for 20 minutes.
That is an intentional act on her part.
And she says, well, the account says that you should be on today.
Woohoo.
And I'm like, well, let me go look. And there's still no dial tone. And she's like, all right,
It is horrible to pick up your phone and there's no dial tone. I swear, like 3 times today, the kids were running around and fighting and stuff. And I'm like, yo, nobody get hurt because I couldn't call 911 if I wanted to.
You had to open up the door and
Quit
go,
jumping off the table. No jumping off the bed. No, none of that.
No more monkeys.
No more trying to play funny stuff, which is their way of acting out the videos on America's Funniest Videos. Because they think it's funny to fall down. They go, oh, Tom Bergeron.
Our kids are insane.
They are. Okay, so anyway, you're talking to the very, very, very nice customer service lady.
And so when I tell her I don't have a dial tone, she goes to transfer me to their technical support. And as I'm waiting on hold to get transferred to technical support, I just decide I'm going to check again. Dial tone.
That beautiful,
and a
blessed
choir of
sound.
angels. It was awesome.
La,
and so
la,
I'm thinking,
la, 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 la.
I'm even more excited now because when I talked to them last night, they said it's going to be about 5 business days before the switchover takes place.
I'm familiar.
Once the switchover takes place, and then about 3 days after that, you'll get your DSL modem in by UPS.
Oh, so
now it's 3 days from today.
Oh,
So instead of midweek next week, maybe by the end of the week, blazing fast internet.
So nice for us.
Let me explain for those of you that do not have DSL. I've tried to explain this to you, and you're just like, I don't know what that means.
I don't need to know what it means. Turn it on.
The DSL top speed is about 3 megabytes per second download speed. You know what we got right now with our dial-up?
No.
2 kilobytes a second.
Oh.
People out there right now are like, how do you even survive?
Yeah.
You might as well not even have internet.
Yeah. Plus, it ties up our phone line.
But what
whereas now it's not going to be like that.
But really,
everybody has everything anymore, and we just have the very low rent.
Low rent.
The minimum.
Really, with the exception of trying to upload this podcast, which literally takes about 2 hours to do.
Yep.
We don't really we don't really do a whole lot on the internet that just makes us angry that we don't have, because, now we will. I'll be able to watch some movie trailers. Yeah.
For me, I'm, from the mommy angle.
I'm really into watching the movie trailers online,
Because even the stuff that they can do, they can't do it too long because it ties up phone line.
That's true. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, it'll be nice to be able to do, Yeah.
Okay. So, and I'll be able to maybe spend a little more time, not a little more time, but spend
a little more time.
I'll be able to hang out at the boards maybe a little bit more because sometimes it's just not worth. When I get home from work, it's just not worth it to log in and try to because when I go, you see a post you want to reply to, it's like, all right, I want to reply to this, but it's going to take me at least 10 minutes.
It's not really worth it.
I'm going to go read a comic.
Yeah.
But now I can reply. Now maybe I can devote a little more time to my Pythonland.com. There's a plug for you. Pythonland.com. Monty Python
it's
website. It's
he
all
owns
me.
It, he runs it. It's
We can
him.
now possibly do some interviews.
Yeah, we still haven't heard from any famous people
Yeah,
who like comics because we
we'll
want
have
to
to-
interview you.
We'll have to start setting that up. I still want to talk to Michael Palin.
Yeah, him too.
He has nothing to do with comic books, but he's wicked awesome.
Yeah, he is wicked awesome.
I bet he's a nice guy.
You know, we were talking about Hawkman.
Yeah.
Tell him about Simon and Hawkgirl.
Oh boy. So
My little babies.
I've gotten. I got season 2 of Justice League Unlimited on DVD, which everyone should watch. If you're a fan of comics, if you like DC Comics especially, watch Justice League Unlimited. There's 2 seasons. I have no idea why they didn't go past 2 seasons because it's an awesome show. But Simon loves it especially because it has so many DC heroes in it.
Yeah.
But his favorite, of course, is
Hawkgirl.
Hawkgirl. And I think it's season 1 of the DVD when you choose the option to see the list of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The background of that screen is a picture of Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
Was this yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
We're all just kind of, because my brother was here. David was here visiting.
That's right.
And Cabela, shout out, holla.
Holla.
And Simon just kind of gets up.
Because it had been sitting on
Yeah,
the
it's just
menu.
because he had watched all the episodes, and so it
and
defaults.
we're all in one room,
Yeah.
and their little TV is in the adjacent room, and
It defaults back
it just
to that menu screen with her on it, and he just kind of
up out of
gets
the
up
blue.
off of the couch. I think he was sitting here drawing on his Magnadoodle, and he just kind of looks over at the TV in the other room, gets up, walks over there, walks to the screen, and kisses Hawkgirl.
He kisses Hawkgirl on TV.
That's my boy.
My boy is becoming a man. He is only
He has
four
become a
and a
man.
half years old.
I know, but he's
This
always
is
had an affection for the
For
female characters, though.
Yeah, because he
'Cause-
loves his mommy.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed it with Madagascar straight off because his favorite character from Madagascar
that's right. He
was the
loved
hippo.
Gloria.
Gloria was his
Gloria.
favorite. And then when we went to see Ice Age 2 in the theater,
Ellie.
he liked Ellie was his favorite.
Yeah.
So he's always had an affinity for the females.
Yeah.
And well, he's just been like that since
He
we'd
loves
go to
his
the
mom.
grocery store when he was 1.
Yeah.
And he'd ignore everybody,
likes
he'd
the
ignore
ladies.
people, but a girl, I don't care how old, from a grandma to teenage, he'd just be showing off for them.
Yeah.
He likes the ladies.
He's a sweetheart.
So that's my
So he
boy.
loves Hawkgirl. And he'll say that all the time. I love Hawkgirl.
I love Hawkgirl.
And you have to realize Simon's 4.5, but in a lot of ways he's more like a year behind. So it's kind of like, so imagine a 3.5-year-old going, I love Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
It's very sweet and innocent. It's not like a,
So I hope everybody had a,
and innocent.
Yeah.
Do.
I hope everybody had a good Easter.
Happy Easter if you're into that thing.
We had a very tiring yet good Easter.
A lot of traveling.
Yes, we had to start out at my parents and then drive to your parents and then
Drive
come
home and unload the van from giant stuffed bunnies.
Oh, they each
you
of the
gotta
3
love the
kids.
grandparents.
Because I've noticed we don't really talk about our other 2. We talk
I
about
know.
Simon
Well,
all the
'cause he-
time.
I know.
Rana, who's,
Protecting the innocence of my daughters.
yes, Rana, who's just
They
turned
just don't
3.
do as many interesting things.
No.
But they're very sweet.
Yeah. Rana's a cutie.
Yeah.
And then Palin, of course.
She's the
And,
baby.
well, that's something else with Simon. Simon, I guess, has just recently realized that that Palin is named after Michael Palin.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we would watch anybody who has the Holy Grail special edition DVD on the second disc is the special features. There's a thing on there on how to properly use a coconut. And it's got Michael
Coconut
Palin.
Man.
And he cuts the coconut in half and he clops it together and becomes a horse. And Simon just loved watching that. He was the silly man.
The silly man.
Before he knew him as Michael Palin, he was a silly man.
Yeah.
And just the other day, just out of the blue, he points at Palin and he says, Michael Palin.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's right. And then he kind of looks at her again and he goes, what's the man's name? What the man name? Cause he's,
Yeah.
what the man
He
name?
didn't say Michael Palin. He said Palin.
Yes. And then he said, what the man
What
name?
the man name.
And I said, Michael Palin? And he goes, yeah, like the coconuts.
That's right.
He's a smart boy.
He is. He's very
Smart
clever.
All right.
He's very
So,
clever.
and now a nonsensical interlude by Gary, Indiana.
Wheelbarrow, shovel, rake, hoe. See the lint upon my big toe. Pudding, cabbage, broken heart. Excuse me, please. I have to fuck. Oh, come on, Gary. You are so above that. Sorry.
Anything else we want to cover in our little host chat section?
Well, what I found online as soon as I could get on today.
And this is kind of comic book related.
Yeah, it is because, I was just logging off and my eyes caught, I'd already clicked the X to close down, and I saw just before it shut down, a little headline that said something about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3-star.
Just said Spider-Man star makes confession.
Yeah, startling confession.
It went away, and I had to log right back on and find out.
And again,
I needed to have something interesting to share tonight. So it took a while to dial up. But anyway, I don't want to read that one first. I'll read the second one first, which was an interview, or it was on People Online, people.com. And which I read every day because I didn't get the magazine anymore, which we'll talk about later in regard to something that someone said.
Yes.
Okay. On listener feedback. Okay. So Tobey Maguire says fatherhood is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Tobey Maguire may play a crime-fighting web-slinger in the Spider-Man movies, but in real life, his greatest thrill comes from being a dad.
Can relate.
You gotta love it. When she smiles, it's the most fantastic thing ever. And then it's a lot of blah, 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 blah.
He's only
blah.
31. He's a youngin'.
He looks so much younger than that. He just has a baby face.
He's so cute.
Okay, so So last paragraph in here, when he's talking about different things. He also tells Men's Journal he began attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings at age 19. I have an addictive nature, he says, an obsessive compulsive nature. Well, I don't know that's what it is clinically. But I go to I have a smudge on my glasses, addictive extremes. And before I got sober, that became routine. So you've got this guy saying that that's part of his past and that's part of his nature, but how he's overcome it. So anyway, the Spider-Man star startling confession that I originally saw, Hollywood film star Kirsten Dunst is a fan of marijuana and believes the world would be a better place if everyone smoked weed.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man 3-star admits to smoking marijuana and trying other drugs. Dunst, 24, says, I drink moderately. I've tried drugs. I do like weed. I have a different outlook on marijuana than America does. My best friend, Sasha's dad,
was Carl Sagan.
Okay, I don't remember reading that part. He was the biggest pot smoker in the world, and he was a genius.
Carl Sagan was a pot smoker?
Okay, the astronomer. I've never been a major smoker, but I think America's view on weed is ridiculous. I mean, are you kidding me? If everyone smoked weed, the world would be a better place.
It would be a slower place.
I'm not talking about being stoned all day, though. I think if it's not used properly, it can hamper your creativity and close you up inside. So I'm just thinking 2 stars of a Spider-Man movie, completely opposite views apparently on things. And I'm thinking maybe she wouldn't see the world as such a bad place to begin with if she wasn't all hopped up all the time. I'm just saying. Well, if everyone smoked weed, the world would be a better place. Hey, maybe, flip side, if everyone didn't smoke weed and looked at life through clear eyes, maybe the world would be a better place. I'm not trying to start a controversy here. I know how a lot of people think, but I'm just saying the world seems so messed up to you. Well, why, instead of trying to change everybody else's opinion and say, if everybody smoked weed, how about you give up what you do and see how that changes your outlook?
And that's
what I'm saying.
I will say from experience, I've had my experiences in that area.
It just makes me sleepy. From what I recall, it just made me sleepy. It's not worth it.
If I guarantee you, if all of America decided, hey, let's all start smoking the pot, they would lower the maximum miles per hour on all the highways to about 35 miles an hour. Yeah.
And nobody would care.
That's right.
That's cool.
All right.
That's cool. Whatever.
So
I just thought that was an interesting bit of fanboyish related.
And it's kind of weird to hear that, especially after watching Jumanji yesterday with little young Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh.
Yeah,
innocence
whatever.
is over.
Yeah, and I mean, should we listen to a 31-year-old father who adores life because of the innocence of his child? Or, 24-year-old who's been in Hollywood most of her life and maybe her vision of things is a little skewed.
And I'm not going to knock you if you want to indulge, but let's just not be a chachi.
Don't be a chachi again.
All right, so
Okay.
anything else we want to talk about before we get into the news?
Let's get into some news. Let's get
All
into
right,
the show.
News and information you could have easily gotten for yourself
Can I
with
do it?
Yeah,
Aw,
go ahead.
man.
Go ahead.
No,
do it.
I don't want to.
You're all over
You
it,
ruined
baby.
it for me.
It's all yours, baby.
I
Do
don't
it.
have a burp in me, or I would. Just a little effort.
Just a little effort. If you read the DC Nation column at the back of all DC books produced, you'll know that Gail Simone is leaving Birds of Prey for an undisclosed title, and will be replaced by newly exclusive DC writer Sean McKeever. Birds of Prey fans worldwide are in mourning. I never read the Birds of Prey, but I do like Gail Simone, so I'm really hoping, with a rumor out that with Green Arrow coming to an end, that there is going to be a rumored new Green Arrow book, Green Arrow Black Canary,
Ooh.
because they're going to get married, apparently.
With the super strength fishnet stockings that never
Yes.
run, no matter how
They're-
hard she fights in a battle.
I think they're made of steel.
Well, that would not
That would
really...
be uncomfortable. I bet those would chafe.
That'd be like chain...
Yeah.
What do they call that? Not
Chainmail.
chainmail. Chainmail.
Well,
okay.
kind of chain fishnet. I don't know.
Chain fishnet stockings. I don't
But-
think she... No.
I
I want to
just-
see her running those hose. Hey, artists of...
Just a little run.
yeah, now and then.
Ed
make
Benes.
it real.
Ed Benes, you listening?
To be
Do a run.
real.
But I did read in an interview somewhere that she said that ultimately, she hadn't come to a point in the book where she thought, okay, I can't think of any more stories. I need to get out while the getting's good, go out on top like Seinfeld. But she was offered the opportunity to write this other book. She called it her dream project with the dream creative team. I'm hoping it's Green Arrow and Black Canary, because she has history with Black Canary with Birds of Prey, and that would be awesome.
Like a possum.
Okay, the next one we got. Marvel is pleased to announce that Fantastic Four number 544, the first issue to feature the new team lineup, has sold out at Diamond. In the aftermath of Civil War, Marvel's first family must reevaluate their place in life, leaving the team without Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, filling the roles with Black Panther and Storm. They're just selling out books left and right. Yeah, Joe Quesada is just totally ruining Marvel Comics. I don't want anybody to think that I'm one of these Joe Quesada supporters, that I'm behind him on every decision that he's
no
making.
matter what, no matter how good or bad.
Yeah, but it just seems like whenever something dumb comes up in Marvel, like whenever, I don't know, people always want to blame Joe. Like, he's just the downfall of comics, and he has brought so
Aww.
many good things to comics that it's just
Well,
sad.
only look at the bad things that you do.
All right, on June, you might find this one kind of interesting.
You think?
On June 26th, Villard Books will publish Postcards, True Stories That Never Happened.
Oh, we're on the next page. Okay,
Yes.
hold on. Okay.
On June 26th, Villard Books will publish Postcards, True Stories That Never Happened, a collection of stories inspired by editor Jason Rodriguez's used antique postcards. The book features tales of romance, adventure, hardship, and mystery from over 30 creators, including Harvey Pekar, Phil Hester, Tom Bayland, Michael Gaydos, Anthony Johnston, and Matt Kint. The team behind Postcards is offering you an opportunity to win a page from Stuart Moore and Michael Gaydos' Tic Tac Bang Bang, neatly framed and delivered to your door. This wonderful work of original art from the illustrator of Marvel's Alias and The Pulse can be the centerpiece of your collection if you tell us a good story first. So basically, they've given us this little background thing. On September 27th, 1909, Charlie Frost of Mandel, Ohio, sent a postcard to Mrs. Eva Billman of Muskegum County, Ohio. Charlie wrote, "Dear friend, where did Mother go when she left your place? We have not heard from her for over 3 weeks, and we did not know where to write to. We thought likely you would know, Charlie Frost. Do you know where Charlie's mother went? If so, tell the Postcards team in 100 words or less before April 18th by sending an email to Charlie at," and I'm going to just spell this, EXIMIOUSPRESS.com. Jason Rodriguez and his right-hand man, assistant editor James W. Powell, will pick the best of the bunch and send the entrant his or her well-deserved page. So basically, it sounds kind of interesting because it's a book where this guy apparently has come across just a stack of antique postcards.
Yeah.
And reading through them, he's like, these
He's had a
sound
story to
very,
tell.
and they're just writing stories based on these postcards. I think that's very
pretty cool.
and it's a comic book.
People can get so clever
I know.
and creative
Very
sometimes.
interesting. Okay, DC Comics makes 52 finale a 48-page issue at no extra cost. On May 2nd, DC Comics' landmark series 52 comes to its incredible end with Week 52, a finale no one will want to miss. Now DC announces that this historic issue will run 48 pages with a 40-page story at no extra cost. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's so worth
you
it.
say so.
Little movie news. George Lucas talked about the new Indiana Jones movie in a recent USA Today interview, and the subject of age came up. Just how is 64-year-old Harrison Ford going to tackle the physically demanding job of playing Indy this time around?
Hello, called stunt doubles.
Yeah, well, there's a quote by old George here. I'm going to try to use my best George Lucas voice.
Okay.
He's not running in any of the movies. He's either on a horse or driving a car or motorcycle, and he'll play his age in the movie with what's appropriate. The chases are more suspenseful than speedy, like the rolling ball in the first film. It's not that he's running that fast, it's that there's a giant ball coming at him.
That was really very
I think-
bad.
I don't know. I think George Lucas has been listening to Kirsten Dunst. I mean, listen to this first line. When they ask him how 64-year-old Harrison Ford is going to handle this physically demanding role, he's not running in any of the movies. He's either on a horse or driving a car or motorcycle. Okay. Because the official title to the flick has yet to be released and will remain a deep, dark secret. A deep, dark secret until the first trailer hits theaters sometime around Thanksgiving.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah. So what's going on with the possible Spider-Man 4 flick? And will Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and director Sam Raimi
It's okay.
return?
It's all right. Everybody bloops.
Yes. Well, the general consensus is a big fat maybe.
Maybe.
As quoted in a recent interview with Sci-Fi Wire, Tobey Maguire talked about the possibility of coming back. And now I'm going to try my Tobey Maguire impersonation.
It doesn't sound just
It's
like
probably
your
gonna sound like
George
Tobey.
Lucas.
It all depends on if there's a story worth telling.
That's exactly the same.
I feel very proud of the 3 movies that we've made.
Oh my gosh,
I feel like the
think I went
stories
with
all deserve to be told. And if they come up with a good movie and the whole team wants to get back together and we feel like we can make a good movie that's worth making, then I'm up for it.
No.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, so basically,
that was just good stuff right there, baby.
basically every month they come out and say the Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and Sam Raimi are not going to do a 4th Spider-Man.
They're not all going to sit
And then
around
a
and
month
get
later,
high.
and a month later, it's like, maybe.
Want to get high?
We might think about it. What do you get? So, yeah.
Worst character ever.
That was your news and information you could have easily gotten for yourself.
With just a little effort.
Awesome. So, that brings us to my comic book picks of the week. This week I've got 2 books for you again. Action Comics number 847 from DC and Daredevil number 95 from Marvel.
Good. You're going back to the one from each.
I'm trying.
That's good. I think you should do that.
It just depends on what comes out. Okay, so we'll start with Action Comics number 847. This issue is entitled Intermezzo, written by Dwayne McDuffie, art and color by Renato Guides. Travis Lanham is the letterer, Nachi Castro is the associate editor, and Matt Idelson is the editor. Now, this issue is what we call a fill-in issue.
Okay.
Basically, your regular creative
Like
team.
soy?
No.
It's a filler?
Not kind, I guess, if you
Okay.
want to use a food reference.
Sure. Which I always do.
Basically, we're right in the middle of a story arc by regular creative team, which is Jeff Johns and Richard Donner writing it, and one of those crazy Kubert brothers. But they couldn't get the next couple issues out on time. And normally what they do in those situations, so they don't have to delay the book by 2 or 3 months, they do some fill-in issues.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a fill-in issue. And sometimes fill-in issues can be very, very bad.
I can imagine that.
Sometimes fill-in issues can be very, very good.
Surprisingly good, probably.
This was a good one.
Good.
This was,
Next.
yeah, next, okay.
I liked it.
I liked it a lot. The paper
It was good.
The paper was of good quality. And it had nice pictures. So I liked it. Hello, cat. It was the cat, if you didn't hear. So anyway, this basically what you've got here is Jonathan and Martha Kent. Up in the middle of the night, Jonathan is trying to make himself a cup of coffee. It's a very, you can go ahead and let the cat upstairs.
I'm going to go get, I think her food dish is probably empty.
Okay,
so
you go do that.
ahead and
So this has got Jonathan has waken, whatever. He's caused his wife to wake up in the middle of the night because he's trying to make a cup of coffee. And it's kind of a cute little scene because he can't figure out how to use this new coffee maker that Lois has given them. But the thing is, he's not supposed to be drinking coffee because of his heart condition. He's not supposed to have caffeine. But he's kind of worried because of what's kind of going on in the Superman universe right now, what with all the Kryptonians coming down and acting all crazy and, throwing their thing down and saying, yo, soups, and being all tough and all that. But Martha at one point is brought to tears because she is so worried for her little boy Clark, because she has never seen him face these kind of odds, with the exception of probably dying, when he fought Doomsday. So she's very upset. She's very worried. And so Jonathan tells her a little story to try to prove that Clark has handled very tough times before and has come out smiling. So he tells her this little story about the day that Clark apparently was going to take him fishing. But they were playing a little trick on Marsha. Marsha. They were playing a little trick on Martha because they weren't going fishing. Jonathan wanted to see what it was like out in space. So they get into a little rocket ship and they fly out into space, and there's some big, weird, crazy space anomaly of
Ooh,
which...
good word.
Yeah, well, it's the type of which you really only ever see in a Star Trek The Next Generation episode. But, Superman goes out there and fights the bad guy and wins and overcomes the odds and steps up to the plate and all those analogies. And yet they still have time to get back to Earth and catch a bunch of fish so they can go back and tell Martha that, they were actually fishing, because here's the fish.
They're a very honest family.
So
yeah.
So he finally reveals to Martha, we weren't actually fishing. This is what happened. And I'm telling you this because hopefully it'll make you feel better about what's happening with Clark now. And then she makes him a cup of hot cocoa and they go to bed.
Yeah.
It was a nice little issue. The art was really great. I've never heard of this.
So this is just a beginning and end kind of comic book. So yeah. I could read this.
You could read this.
We'll set that one aside. Keep it out of the water ring on the coffee table.
Okay, so we'll put that one aside for you to read later. But yeah, it's really good. I've been having mixed feelings about the Action Comics lately. So I don't know. I'll try to stick with it for a little bit longer.
Is that something we need to talk about?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Mixed feelings about the...
I don't know if I'm enjoying it.
Huh? All the superhero stuff?
Well, the book itself.
What book?
Action Comics.
Oh, that's a particular book.
Yes.
I thought you meant like that.
No, not Action Comics as a genre. No.
Okay.
No.
Genre's a good word. I was going for like adjective, maybe. I don't know nothing.
Next up.
I'm such a chachi.
You are don't be a chachi.
Okay.
People are going to be using that now and have no idea what it means.
That's okay.
Next
you don't
up,
need to know what it means.
That's right.
You know what it means.
And we're not talking Chachi from Happy Days. Next
That's
up,
right,
we
no.
have Daredevil number 95.
He was cool.
He was.
He's such a cutie.
What did he used to say? Oa or wah or I don't know. He had a bandana.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, he's cool.
He was 50s cool.
I guess.
Move along, my brother friend.
In a 70s kind of way. Next up from Marvel Comics, we have Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, number 95. This is part 1 of 5 of To the Devil His Due. If you have been thinking of jumping on to Daredevil, this is the time to do it. Ed Brubaker is the writer, and he is the man. Ed Brubaker.
He's the man.
Smooches for Ed Brubaker.
Okay.
Michael Larkin and Stefano Guidano are the artists. Matt Hollingsworth is the colorist. Virtual Calligraphy's Chris Eliopoulos is the letterer. And Marco, I'm not even going to try that. Cover artist, don't think so. Okay, yeah.
It could be anything.
Okay,
it could be anything.
It could be anything.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
It could be pronounced anyway, and I don't think people would mind if you screw it up. But.
This issue really tackles why I am enjoying Daredevil, because there really, in all honesty, there's not a lot of Daredevil in the book itself. Melvin, is that his name? Melvin Potter, who
I don't know. Is that his name?
Used to be a costume
Are you high,
criminal. He's in Rikers Island prison, and the issue starts out with him being, I guess...
That was a Steel Magnolias reference, by the way, to all you guys. You chicks will get it. Are you high, Clary?
He's being arrested in prison because he's in the wood shop surrounded by a couple of dead bodies, and he is saying that he did not do it. He just kind of showed up, and here's these dead bodies.
I didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
In the meantime, Daredevil is doing his thing, flipping about, jumping from rooftop to rooftop. There's some kind of crime spree going on that he's trying to put a stop to. But then, when his night is over, he is confronted with the fact that his old friend Melvin is in some trouble.
Trouble?
And his law firm decides
Capital T?
Yes.
And that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
I have no idea what that means. His law firm decides to take his case, and
I distract you. I apologize. During this portion, I should just zip it.
Well, I don't.
No, I'm done.
Stop. I don't prepare for the reviews very well, and I try to do it all off the top of my head. But ultimately, what you've got here is a mixture of action, suspense, a little Law and Order vibe going here with the lawyers interviewing the suspect and taking the case, and Matt Murdock, who's the Daredevil, has this ability to listen to someone's heartbeat and tell if they're lying or not. And I'm not going to spoil it for you, but in typical Brubaker fashion, and there's that really bad Old Spice ad again, there's a little twist at the end. I'm probably really not doing this issue justice, but Daredevil is my pick of the week. That I'm not doing a good job with the reviews. I need to prepare more. I think the guys from Raging Bullets listen to my reviews and go, I don't know if we really want to come on with this guy and talk Madman, because he's... Quit acting like you're not going to talk. She's over here just going, I'm not going to talk to you. Because this is a really boring segment of the show now. Everybody's going, get on with it already. Say something. Say, okay.
Okay.
Daredevil, 95. If you want to jump onto Daredevil, this is a perfect spot to do it. It is an awesome book. It's one of my favorites. It's one I look forward to every single month. If you've agreed with any of my picks thus far and you're not reading the Daredevil, then you should know to pick up Daredevil. Pick it up, or I will come to your house and I will stick my finger in your nose. That's all I'm going to say. Those are my comic book picks of the week. All right.
Okay.
We're past that. You can talk now.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea how hard that was.
I've taken the gag out of her mouth.
Hey. Taking the ring out of your nose. Okay.
Should we do a little listener's feedback?
Yeah.
All right, listener's feedback. First up, we've got 3 posts from the board to read, as well as a voicemail.
A voicemail. We were very excited about the voicemail.
But let's do something from the board real quick. Again, this comes from the Just Another Fanboy forum, hosted at the CGS Podcast Forum. That's cgspodcast.com/forum, followed by the number 2. This comes from regular listener DaFixer 3000.
I think I'm feeling a little better.
Good. I hope
You know
so.
how it is when you really don't feel good for a while?
Yeah.
And then you start to feel better? You feel so
You feel-
much better
you feel
that you feel
fantastic.
like you're alive again.
You feel fabulous.
I feel fabulous.
You feel fabulous.
I know it's
baby.
marvelous. Marvelous.
I
look marvelous.
say fabulous because I think fabulous sounds
Fabulous is cool.
better. So DaFixer 3000 says, "Dang it!
Dang it.
I commented on most shows last week and totally forgot you guys."
Oh,
He's fired.
burn.
He's fired.
Ouch.
Much
I
apologies.
forgot you guys.
He continues with, "Much apologies." Okay, he's hired.
That's okay. Oops.
So I'm going to make it up here since I just listened to the podcast, which he's commenting on episode 32. If you have not listened, go back.
32.
First off, thanks for the shout out. And sir, you are much mistaken. You are one of the inspirations behind my starting my own podcast. Which,
Because you said
yeah,
you
because
wouldn't be. And I said, I am.
if you read between the lines, what that means is, if this guy can do it, I can do it.
Pretty much.
The wife, that would be you,
That would be moi.
was my inspiration for asking my own wife to join mine.
Oh.
The frying pan wounds just healed from that one. Now I have to say it. He's going to refer my comment about loving the Judge
God,
Dredd
I am
movie.
so into that. Tonight.
Judge Dredd? Okay. If you say so.
You say so.
Come on, it was awesome. By the by, I live in New York, and now I wish I had taken vacation for Comic Week instead of the Philadelphia cons. At least I live here. I'll sneak out when I can.
Cool.
Spider-Man.
I
week
would be
going on.
anxious
Yeah.
to get some direct feedback from somebody who's been there. Maybe some pictures or something.
Now, he lists his top 10 movies, but I'm going to skip over that because we're going to talk about everybody's top 10 movies in episode 35.
Okay.
So we're going to skip that. Shaboinga.
But you can do it on the forum if you wanna.
That's right.
It's available.
But he continues, I'm going to say it again. I think there are books the wife would enjoy. Bone is an awesome pick.
I've enjoyed it.
I say if she gives it a try, I will send it myself. And
I love free stuff.
picking one the wife likes, even though she hates comics.
Oh, okay.
So again,
Like
he,
his wife likes.
yeah.
Okay.
Again, he recommends Fallen Angel, which I've never read. Fables, which I found they do have at the library. I just need to go get one.
Okay, that's a doable one then.
Why the Last Man? I would love, he says, I would love a non-fangirl's opinion on this book.
Yes, that's
And I think they have
something I
that one
to
at
do
the
then.
library itself. Runaways, which they also have at the library. And Powers. Okay, that's an iffy one, but it's still a great cop comic. It can be kind of risque.
Okay.
That one, from what I understand. The Cat was a great addition.
Yeah, again tonight.
Yeah, but they step on your lines and hog the mic, so tell him/her to start his own podcast.
That would be a her, and she's
Yes.
like 14, 15 years old, and she's still hanging on. Meowing.
I showed the kids that double-page spread from Justice Society number
Yeah.
4 and ended up spending an hour with who's this and who's that.
Been there, done that.
I would have realized I was a geek from the fact I knew everyone, but I already knew I was a geek, so now it's just a calm sense of realization. Realization.
Yeah, I love that.
Please post pictures of the Kansas City con. That would be cool. I actually found the swag from my very first con, the 1975 Comic Art Convention at the Hotel
How old
Commodore
are
in
you?
New York City. He's one of my elders.
Just like me. I'll never tell.
I'm going to post it when I finish the tons of work to put the rest of the pieces on the website. Waiting for your wife's book, Married to a Fanboy.
That's
Right
something
there.
I'll have to think about.
I think all fanboys' wives can relate to being non-fangirls. It's both worse and better than being a sports widow, depending on how you look at it.
I tell you what, it is so much better
Yeah.
than being a sports widow. I can tell you from experience, it is so much better.
Hey, continue.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank
buddy.
you for my life.
Dream
I love my
Weaver.
life. Ooh, baby. You know how to get
He continues, most excellent show. All hail to the silliness. You'll find a path to the silliness while keeping the new format. Just remember, must have balance.
Okay, grasshopper.
I'm always listening because I always look forward to it. And yes, I hear your ending. It's so cute.
Isn't it cute?
I love
So
cute. I love cute. I even have a Pikachu hand puppet.
Pikachu.
Me and the kids have Pokemon fights. They have a
Pikachu.
Charmander and a
Squirtle.
Squirtle. I don't know.
Well, he put it with a P, but I thought it was Squirtle.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's Squirtle. What do I know? Can't understand what they say anyway.
But that's DeFixer 3000.
Hello.
I love that guy, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah. He's a good guy. Keep it coming.
All right, here's another post from Jay Cargith. Another fantastic show, also in reference to episode 32.
Awesome.
Another fantastic show. Took a Friday night to treat myself to the whole episode. As always, the highlights for me is the family stuff. It's just so common. The wife was in the room sorting out Easter stuff and would perk up at the same time as me at all the Simon stories. Let's see. I like the movie list, and I can't recommend American Splendor enough. I just find the main character to be universal. In other words, just a big mess. I'm trying to think of another movie along the same line that skews just out of the mainstream. It's just not coming to mind at all right now. I agreed with you on every point of Spider-Man number 539. Garney just upped his game. And the fists are going to fly, but am I just imagining those JR pages? It's John Romita Jr.
Okay.
With Spidey beating down various thugs, and I would like to see that with all the people he goes through.
Here I am
to
looking
get to
over your
Kingpin.
shoulder. I'm like, I want to,
Yeah.
and I've
You've got
my
your own, woman.
I just need to catch it. Catch it.
Oh,
My
by the
shirt.
way, Straczynski said they have fixed the Aunt May continuity error for subsequent issues.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if they hadn't said it was her maiden name, if it had just been an alias, I would have been fine. It fits Pete's neurotic side to give his whole family other aliases. I have to get into Ultimate Spidey, maybe after Bagley leaves. Nothing against him, but I could just see it being a good jumping on point. Hope you have a good Easter holiday. Enjoy yourself. And like those eggs.
Like me some eggs.
Yeah. He does say, in the vein of the Fixer's post, because he's referring to the one we just read.
Mm-hmm.
What about Peter David's Supergirl? I have not read it, but I hear good things. Great recommend with Fallen Angel, by the way. Trade just came out from IDW, and the whole thing is just fantastic. And the painted pages really add something. Fixer, what is your podcast? Well, I will tell you what the Fixer's podcast is. It's called The Fixer's Hideout, and it's at, I believe, off the top of my head, thefixer.com. That's DAFIXER.com. P.S. I asked the wife about heading down to Overland Park to visit with you when you talked about not having a partner for the show. When you talked about not having a partner for the show. She just chuckled, so probably not.
That's what that means, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Probably, no, not.
She barely tolerates the bi-monthly trips to visit a couple of kick-butt comic shops there.
Yeah.
Ah, well, still whispering Planet Comic-Con in her ear.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Justin.
Just get you an elbow in the ribs.
Justin is actually...
But good try,
Jay,
good try.
Jay Carguth is skipping the Planet Comic-Con this year in May because he wants to go. There's another one in September, I believe, in Kansas City that he went to last year, and he said he really enjoyed, so he wants to go again this year. And I don't know, maybe I'll try to get out to that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just to meet.
All right.
Just to meet you, Jay.
Take the kids with you.
Just to meet you.
Flicking the bick.
All right.
Yes, we know.
This last one, also from the board. It's from Justin Hall.
The board.
The board.
The board.
Steeven and Karen, another great episode. This week, my wife, Rachel, told me the new episode was out, and she wanted to listen to it with me.
All right.
Generally, it's the other. Yeah.
Go, Rachel.
Generally, it's the other way around. Here are my comments for each section of the show. I'll try to keep it short. It sucks that Simon got a crappy toy. I hated that when I was a kid. I have some of my action figures laying around the house somewhere, including a Spidey with 20 points of articulation.
What does that mean?
That means that, like his elbow, his wrist, 20 different points in his body.
Wow. Yeah. That's okay.
He continues, if you want, I'll send my old action figures to you guys so Simon can have some quality hero toys.
No way.
I've been meaning to get rid of some stuff. I've been meaning to get rid of some of them, but my nephews are not quite old enough to appreciate hero figures.
Well, they will be.
Yeah,
Hold
so
on to them.
Otherwise I would just jump right on that.
Because I love free stuff.
And give you our P.O. box.
Low rent.
But if you have nephews...
And we ain't too proud to beg.
If you have nephews that are going to enjoy them someday, hold on to them. On the movie list, Rachel and I will soon be posting our top 10 list. Cool. I also think Judge Dredd is an awesome flick.
You're not alone.
And I too get crap for it. Law, I am the law. I love this man now.
Okay. I'm losing you.
Wildlife in the house, at least it wasn't a bat.
Yeah.
I had a problem with bats coming into our house when I was a kid.
Oh.
Amazing.
Where do you live, Transylvania? He lived in that Jumanji house.
Poor people from Transylvania.
Yeah.
Amazing
I'm
Spider-Man.
sorry.
Yeah.
Don't send me hate mail.
Pete, there's somebody right now from Transylvania listening to our podcast saying, we don't have bats here all the time.
Yeah, and they're saying it like that. Oh, we are so going to be...
Amazing Spider... Okay, he continues. Amazing
Okay.
Spider-Man number 539. I, too, was ticked about the inconsistencies. And yes, Aunt May's maiden name is still Riley, and it was not changed. I even have Wikipedia and comicvine.com to back me up. Also, what's with webbing that sticks around for years? Comic-Cons, I, too, can't get to one. I have only ever been to one, and that was Wizard World East 2003. It was so awesome, and I want to go again. Reading The Waiting Place. Not only is The Waiting Place written by Sean McKeever, but starting in the second volume, Mike Norton picks up the art duties. That's a definite plus for me. Thought I would mention that as a bonus. And I'm just going to stop and comment on that real quick. The Waiting Place.
If you say so.
It was recommended last episode.
That sounds awfully familiar to me. It must be something else. The Waiting Place.
I don't know, but the library does not have it.
Soap opera or something.
So,
or a novel.
I don't know.
What am I thinking of? Tell me what I'm thinking of.
I don't know.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
Oh, sorry.
The Waiting Place. There's something else that's similar to that.
We'll figure it out.
No, it doesn't matter anyway. It's just those things that get stuck in my head and stay there forever.
Anyway, the library does not have it, so we probably won't check it out, sadly.
Okay.
Unless, Sean McKeever, Mike Norton wants to send us a free copy. Wink, wink, nudge. Voice line, he continues. I wanted to call the voice line a few times, but I couldn't find the number on any of the sites.
Ew.
You got to get the number from the show, and sometimes you read the number too fast. Steeven.
Oh, well, geez.
So,
It'll
it's going
to... Oh, that sounded snarky.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm just saying, it's not like it's live.
Geez, Caddy.
Ooh, ow. Gosh, I apologize. I don't know where that came from. Where'd that come from?
Well, Justin, good point. I'm going to start adding it back into the show notes.
That's good.
So
That's thank you for that reminder,
yeah.
that suggestion. I didn't mean to be snarky. But yeah, I mean,
he continues.
read it really slow.
Yes, he continues. End of show. Yes, we always listen to the very end.
Oh, thank you.
My wife and I think it's very cute with the kids saying bye bye daddy.
Oh, they're
we
precious.
also know how it is like your version of Sit Ubu Sit.
Cool.
Or like Joss Whedon's Arg Arg with the paper zombie.
It's nice that somebody else gets to sit Ubu sit because I haven't seen that in a long time, and I guess that kind of dates me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Thank
it
you.
from me, Justin the Kawawookie.
Kawawookie.
You know, and that kind of reminds me of, when they talk about the Bye Bye Daddy and Simon and what
Bye Bye Daddy.
Makes me think of a little story you just told me earlier about him in his room.
I had my tummy ache earlier, and so I was laying down in bed trying to get up the strength and the whatnot to do the show tonight. And our room is adjacent to Simon's room, like at our old house. And we may have mentioned that before.
The house was built before hallways were invented, literally, because
it's one of those that you walk around in a circle.
Yeah,
Every room is connected. You have to go through one door to get to the next bedroom. It's very inconvenient, but it's neat. It's like a 110-year-old house.
And I just want to say real quick, because I've told
but
people
not like a cool, it's like, everything's crap.
I've told people
but we love it.
Well,
I have to say that because your brother's listening and your parents own the house.
Yes.
And if I say
no, we do. We love the house. We do.
Right.
But
yeah.
When I tell people the house was built before hallways are invented, people kind of give me a funny, hey, you're pretty funny.
Yeah, like no closets either.
But hallways,
they do now, but
I remember watching a program on like the Discovery Channel and, hallways were invented, people.
Yeah.
Houses were built without hallways at one point. And at some point, somebody went, you know what? I'm going to put a little walkway in here.
I'm going to separate
so you don't have to go through each room to get to another. But anyway,
so our room is, there's a door in our room. There's two doors on either side. One that goes into the girls' room and one that goes into Simon's room. And so I'm laying in bed and Simon's in his room and I'm just trying to doze off to sleep even though he's in his room with the door open, playing with something, and I hear him start going, just like comic book, just like comic book, just like comic book. And then he goes, bye bye daddy. Bye bye daddy. Good job. So he was being Rana and him and you.
I so look forward to the day that he can be on this podcast.
Yeah, it'll
because I'm not, I have far-reaching plans for this show.
Good job.
In the next 2 years or so, there is going to be a segment on this show where the boy and I sit down and talk comics.
I think you could probably get him to do that.
All right. So, do you want to hear the voicemail?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Nah, let's skip it.
And thank you to everybody who really says we're doing a good job. Even if I get snarky, I don't mean it. That's just,
Well,
I don't know who that is.
I think you're doing a good job.
Well, I think you're doing a good
If you were
job.
just listening to my recent, half an hour or so ago, the comic book picks of the week, not doing a good job.
Well, that's because I kept going blah, 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 blah.
Well,
And that's the serious comic book part of the show that your original listeners want to hear, and I keep throwing my own big mouth into it. So, I'm sorry. I know my place.
oh, dear.
Right here beside you, baby.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
let's hear that. Let's hear the voicemail.
All right.
Hey, Steven and Karen. This is Kevin from Iowa. Just want to check in. I've been gone the last 2-3 episodes. Karen was talking about People Magazine. That's something that my wife looks forward to. If People Magazine has a subscription, if People Magazine doesn't show up on a Friday, that is a bad Friday at the house. Then we have to make sure that it gets there on Saturday. You also mentioned you didn't know what SIP stands for. I think that's Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise. And that's coming to an end here shortly, but it's a non-superhero comic book that might be of some interest. You were mentioning Dancing with the Stars on the last episode, and my 4-year-old girl just loves Dancing with the Stars. We have to watch the show over and over again. We have to dance to the show. And this week, the biggest hit was Joey. Love Joey's number this week. The fat one is pulling through. Wanted to bring up a comic that might be enjoyable for some people out there. PS 238 by Aaron Williams. He also is known for Nodwick, and it's published through Dorkstorm Press. And it's a comic book, black and white. It's about a school for meta prodigy children. Most of the kids on there are 8 to 10, and just a lot of fun stuff. Great humor. So, well, here's your number one stalker. Signing off. Have a great week. Bye.
All right.
And that was
Kevin.
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 How you doing, stalker boy?
He's my stalker.
I know. Can't take that kind of stuff seriously.
Yeah, well, Abby, my stepdaughter, listened to that earlier, and she was like, "Stalker, that's kind of creepy."
It's like, oh, but he means it with love and admiration, and yeah, it's not creepy, stalker. But anyway, hello and thank you. And yeah, the People Magazine. I used to have a subscription, and that was one of the things I gave up. What? Why are you laughing?
Oh, because I got you that subscription for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I was being slick because I ordered it through Amazon.com. And I also ordered a couple other gifts for you.
Things that you didn't want me to know about.
Yeah, so I had them delivered to my parents' house.
Yeah.
And because of that, they were delivering the People magazine to my parents' house.
Yeah. Every week.
Yeah, so we're kind of waiting, and the subscription never shows up. And then one day I'm over at my mom's, and I'm like, hey, you get People magazine? We're still waiting on ours. She goes, yeah, it just showed up one day.
I just started getting a subscription, and I'm not going to tell them they didn't charge me for it. It's like, that's mine. So for 6 months, I got my People magazine, but I had to wait because it went to your mom. But yeah, I still pick one up now and then because I do love it. But thankfully, with People online, I get most of what I need to know and want to know, and pictures and stuff. All my good gossip. So,
and whereas you can't really, to a certain extent, relate or get my obsession with comics, I can't relate and get your thing with celebrities because I mean, well,
please, I love Kevin Smith.
Well, right, but
you gotta watch this movie. I love him.
But if an issue of People magazine was coming out that was going to show exclusive photos of Kevin Smith taking out his trash, woo, I don't get that side of it. I don't understand why we need to see Madonna going to Burger King.
Oh, she would never do that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like, here are 17 more pictures of Madonna walking her dog.
I feel bad about it because I'm so torn between the, loving it and really just for whatever reason getting into it, just really digging celebrities and who they are in real life, and then being the cause for all of the paparazzi that causes them to have such a miserable life. I feel so guilty, and yet I contribute to that, and
that's one of the problems with the technology of today is because back in the 40s and 50s, those movie stars, really the only thing that people really knew about them was watching them on the screen.
Yeah,
Or
and what their publicists put out, which was all phony anyway.
And the only time you really got to see them in real
Rock
life.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time you got to see them in real life, I guess, if you were watching, the Oscars.
Yeah.
And even then it was probably just a show. They probably, maybe you saw a little red carpet, but it's not like it is now.
No, it's
where
crazy now.
They start the red carpet stuff 6 hours before the Oscars even start.
Yeah, I miss cable for that.
Coverage on 19 different channels. And then for weeks and weeks afterwards, we got to talk about the different dresses that all the,
and it's the royal watch,
I feel bad for
that
the
part of it.
I feel bad for the female celebrities.
We're going to have another royal wedding soon. I just know it. And we're a big party at my house. And we'll all get up at 3 a.m. and we'll watch it together. And, I can't wait to watch them get married.
Ultimately, if you're a Harrison Ford or a George Clooney or Brad Pitt and you're nominated for an Oscar, really, when it comes down to it, all you have to worry about is, am I going to win this Oscar? And if I do, what am I going to say? Whereas the Nicole Kidmans and the Meg Ryans, they also have to worry about, what am I going to wear?
The men have to worry about what they're going to wear.
They can put on a friggin' tux.
Exactly. They all do, but
But it's okay. You could put on a tux and wear the same tux that the other guy's wearing, and that's not a big deal. But
I don't think
they're not. No, but they're not put under the microscope as much as the female celebrities are in regards to what they wear.
True. That's absolutely true.
When you're watching Entertainment Tonight and they have what that freaking guy is who Gaucho or whatever, what's that dude's name that always says his best is worst dressed? I don't know.
Gaucho.
I don't remember that guy's freaking name.
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, he doesn't know celebrities like I do. But anyway, yeah, People Magazine rocks. I'd love to have a subscription, but that's one thing that I don't have. Because of finances, but
we'll hook you up.
No, but I can get it online, so that's cool. And Dancing with the Stars, tonight, little surprise of Drew Lachey. That was pretty cool. That was pretty. He danced like he's been dancing every day for a year. He moved.
I would if I was offered the opportunity to go on that, and I spent whatever it is 6-7 weeks learning how to dance. When it's over, I'd still be dancing, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like Kevin Bacon in the barn, getting down.
That was neat to see him just coming out like that. And then, of course, Lisa Gibbons was going home tonight. Aww. Yeah, that's too bad.
Hey,
She's
it wasn't John Ratzenberger, so I was like,
yeah. And I think that she probably is a better dancer than he is, but a lot of people like him
better.
Yeah, he has a wider fan base simply because of whatever reason.
But
she is just beautiful. My gosh. And what did I hear today or yesterday was Joey Fatone's new nickname? What?
Obi-Wan Fatoni?
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
Justin Timberlake said that.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
I like that. And, there was another, we're not reading that one because you overlooked it. It was in regard to my thread about the taping of 32 where I was feeling so insecure. I think we got a reply that said, from somebody who said it would be okay, maybe even, well, I'm not going to say because I'm not sure. It would be okay for me to take a week off now and then. And
because you said in your thread that, there might be
every few
a couple
weeks
times
I might
when you're just not, you're just not going to be up to it. And maybe me and the boys will have to do our 30-minute episode.
Testosterone filled kind of episode.
Testosterone.
Yeah. And then I could enjoy my bubble bath and then they made a comment that I could then come back and give my review. And I'm assuming that means in regard to Boston Legal, which I have to admit, I feel like I've become a Boston Legal dropout because I haven't watched a single episode that I've taped.
Yeah, but you've been taping them.
I've been taping them, taped it tonight as well. And I used to just look forward to it so much. I think it's more the, I don't know, something. I don't even know if she, because I can't even remember the characters' names now. Is she showing yet?
I don't know.
I know. Of course you don't know. But I mean, it's like you not wanting to wait for the trades. You want to read it as it happens. I want to watch it as it airs. And so I'm going to have to just sit down and get caught up.
It's kind of like, well, maybe not kind of like my view on Monty Python's Flying Circus being played on PBS.
Yeah.
They play it late at night on Saturday nights, and I'd like to stay up and watch it. Mm-hmm. But I even thought of, well, I'll just tape it tonight. And it's like, what's the point of taping it? I have all the dang episodes on tape.
Yeah, it's the idea of catching it while it's on and being part of. So I just need to watch like the first episode that we taped where we missed like the first 15 minutes of it, I just need to sit down, watch that, and it'll get me all pumped up, and I'll be watching them back to back to back. So I think maybe on Saturday, James Spader. Just saying it. So, and
whatever.
Denny Crane. All right. Did you just blow me off?
Yeah, James Spader.
No, it's just that if you've ever seen him give an interview, he's very, eccentric, and I love that. Yeah, I like that. I dig that, man. I enjoy that. So.
And he made that comment Kevin did about SIP, SIP, Strangers in Paradise.
Yeah. And
that might be one you'd really like. I think I read an issue or two back in the 90s because it's been around for years and years and years. It's been it's an indie book, so it's the same guy that does it, and he's been doing it for years and years, and I guess it's coming to an end. So maybe I'll try to grab some of those trades from the library and let you check them out because they're
check it out.
I hear guys who are really into the Strangers in Paradise, even though it's supposedly supposed to be a chick book. But it's written by a guy from what I know.
Guys know chicks.
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool. And you know what? I did squeeze in a bubble bath I believe it was Thursday night. Cause, I think I had said that I just needed some quiet time.
Calgon,
and we
take you away.
Definitely. Okay. So now we get some free stuff from Calgon too.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it on. We were going to sit down and watch Grey's Anatomy together. And then it was a rerun.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to go take my bubble bath. And I don't remember what I watched. And this brings up another question. I wear glasses. I'm not totally blind without them, but they do improve my eyesight, which is the point. And if I'm watching TV, it's a little TV, while I'm in the bathtub, I never know if I should leave my glasses on or take them off. It's like, it feels kind of goopy to be in the bathtub wearing glasses, but I see the TV better. It's not as though I can't see it at all, but it's sharper and it's more clear.
Kind of sexy.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, Dad.
Simon.
That's a Simon line. I don't know about that one.
And now for the view from Norman, Oklahoma, a sometimes weekly segment in which our resident bitter old fanboy pisses and moans regarding the state of the comic book industry, or just anything that generally pisses him off. Ladies and gentlemen, Norman, Oklahoma.
Yes, I know I've been away for a great long while now, and I know that all you listeners out there have been feeling another hole in your sad, empty little lives because you haven't had a chance to get your little bit of Norman in the past couple weeks. So before people start nailing blocks of wood to their heads in protest of Just Another Fanboy being Normanless, I wanted to get a little something out there for all my loyal fans and try to make your pathetic lives just a little more fulfilling. This week, I want to talk about DC Countdown and the strain it's going to be putting on my wallet. Now, just what the heck is DC Comics thinking by putting out another weekly series the week after 52 ends? It's money. Plain and simple. And you know what? Yeah, they're probably going to get my money too. Does look pretty cool.
So, my brother was over yesterday.
Yeah.
David Cabela from the forums.
David.
And he brought over his son Jacob.
Yo, Jake!
And he brought over a copy of Escape from New York.
Yeah.
On DVD. And he told me a little bit of interesting information. I hadn't run across
That's a great movie.
Online.
He is just
it is.
so tough.
It
the
is.
way he just talks.
You call me Snake.
Yeah, he's just awesome.
And apparently I need to watch it again with the commentary track because David said it's just funny because it's just John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. And he says they spent a lot of time just laughing. I guess at the cheesiness of, I guess if I was Kurt Russell.
Commentary has at least one of the stars, preferably two. A lot of times they just have the director, or the producer.
Yeah, tell you about. We used a 3/4 lens for this shot with you know, who cares?
We
I guess
like
if you're
this.
I guess if you're a promising filmmaker, if you're interested in that stuff,
course.
that is very interesting.
And you
But-
want to hear some of the technical stuff, but
Yeah.
you know, we love the celebrities. So that's who we want to see. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, and I tell you, if I was Kurt Russell watching today myself in Escape from New York,
Oh,
I'd probably be laughing a lot too.
I
So
bet.
we'll have to watch that with the comment because he left it here. But he mentioned that apparently they're remaking it,
That's what your brother mentioned, yes.
and he
And
was
I
kind of
just
like,
went,
"Ooh,
oh,
yeah."
no.
I think
Some things just should be left alone, but some
I
things come out
agree.
great. you
I
know?
agree, but I think they could do a really good job.
Reba McEntire should have never have remade Fancy because that's just a Bobby Gentry classic. So I just had to say that.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. Some remakes just
Yeah,
need to be left
some
alone.
remakes just should be left. I agree with that.
And no, remakes shouldn't be left alone. Originals should be left
Yeah.
alone and not remade. But it could be really impressive. It depends on who they get.
Yeah. Because they could really, because really when you watch it, like for example, he had that big timer on his wrist, and the thing was like almost as big as his
Whereas
forearm.
now it would be all
you know.
alias, just a little
Yeah.
thing.
And at one point he gets into New York, and the first thing he does is he pulls out this giant walkie-talkie,
Yeah.
unfolds this giant antenna off of it. Whereas, nowadays he's going to have this little teeny tiny cell phone.
Sorry.
So I don't know. I think I would look forward to that.
Dust on the ceiling fan, still there.
Yeah. I think it'd be pretty.
Flying down
as
right on
long
my
as
head.
as long as Kurt Russell is in it, he could play the guy.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a remake. It should be a next gen kind of thing.
Yeah.
The next gen. It shouldn't be the same characters and the same roles. It should be an extension of.
You have Snake Plissken.
Well, Snake
As
Plissken Jr.
It's his son escaped from Kansas City, Missouri.
No.
Escaped from St. Louis.
Speaking of Kansas,
Yeah.
it snowed.
It
It's
snowed on
April.
Saturday.
Now, I know a lot of people in the country and the world are still getting snow, but it's a rarity. We were having spring on the verge of summer-like weather here not so long ago. And now,
But the good thing in
a
it,
little snow.
yeah, the good thing is because it started turning into spring. It was warming up. The flowers were budding. The grass
Yeah,
was growing.
A lot of
The
people have
bugs
lost
were
their-
coming out.
Yeah.
Right. And then,
Birds were flying in.
and then we get a freeze.
Yeah.
And so that killed off the first crop of bugs. So we might have a
it
nice
also
summer without a lot of
killed
bugs.
off a lot of tulips, and
Yeah.
there's a couple of orchards in the area
Simon-
that are just out of business. for now.
Simon has really been obsessed with tulips lately.
Oh, really?
2 different times now we've gone into a store and he wanted me to buy him tulips.
Okay.
I don't know why. He just, Daddy, tulips.
Well,
I
they
get some
study
tulips?"
spring.
They do.
And one
yeah.
of their subjects, one of them, not subjects, but their theme for the last couple of weeks at school has been spring. So that would probably be why.
And this would be an episode that because this would be the week they would have
switched
switched his new secret
Yeah,
sound.
we don't
but he hasn't
usually
been to
get the
school,
list
so-
until like towards the
Okay.
end of the week. So we miss out
Yeah.
on, he'll go like almost a whole week without us. And he didn't go to school today.
No.
Because he had a tummy
Yeah,
ache.
sore tummy. He spent
Like
the morning.
me. We're sharing something.
Spent the morning in bed with his mommy.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because it was a nice, dark, cloudy, rainy day. So I got to cuddle in bed with my boy.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, I guess that brings us to an end of another
Already?
extremely long show.
Gee, how time flies. See,
Remember,
I'm down with that.
if you want to leave your comments about the show, you have a few ways to do that. You can email us at...
Let's hear about those, Steven.
Let's hear about those, Steve. Okay. You ready? Here we go. I'm going to put my one hand up to my ear.
Okay.
You can email us at justanotherfanboy@gmail.com.
Put your hand back up. That was cool.
They
Yeah.
can't see it.
Well, I can.
You,
Entertain me, boy.
you're an odd duck.
Entertain me, fanboy.
I invite everyone... oh my good Lord.
Well, you said odd duck. You said odd duck. Well, okay. I'm just trying to add a little flair, like it in that movie. The
Flair?
flair.
Okay. You can call the Just Another Fan... I think she's been getting into my Percocet. You can call the Just Another Fanboy voice line at 1-877-309-8367 extension 212. And the number will be in the show notes up at justanotherfanboy.com. I invite every one of you to come to the board and post. We're at cgspodcast.com/forum.
You'll never be bored at the board.
Why are you interrupting?
I don't know.
Dang, woman. cgspodcast.com/forum.
You're trying to add the
Follow
flair
and you
like in that movie.
And you did it again.
Oh.
Here we go. Ready?
Okay.
cgspodcast.com/forum, followed by the number 2. If you go to the message board, you're going to see a list of a lot of different podcasts. It's alphabetical. Just look for Just Another Fanboy.
Okay.
Just Another Fanboy is a proud member of the Comics Podcasts Network. Find it at comicspodcasts.com. You can join me at comicspace.com, comicspace.com/just_another_fanboy. Someone's gotten into the loopy juice.
No, I'm just feeling so much better. Okay, just do the whole thing over and I will just step in another room.
Yeah, it's too late.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I also invite you to go to iTunes and leave an iTunes music review for the show. That really helps. It gets the show exposure.
I can't, no matter what I do, I can't shut up. I'm talking and I can't shut up.
You can
hate that word.
Ask the fanboys.
I need to take my Ritalin.
Okay. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. You know, there was also something I was going to mention, and now with all your chicanery, I can't remember what it was because I didn't put it in my notes.
Okay, think. Did you give the phone number?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not sorry for anything. You asked me to join this thing. You get what you get.
Send your complaints to justanotherfanboy@gmail.com. Steeven,
I'm going to get my own.
You're going to get your own podcast.
I'm going to get my own.
It's gonna be
not my
called,
own podcast, my own.
Your own email.
Yeah.
We
that
should.
thing.
Yeah. That thing.
That thing.
That thing you do with
boy.
the own-eaters.
You're an own-eater.
I had something I was going to say, and now
Okay,
I'm
well, just think about it. Get all zen. Come on.
Yeah, okay. It didn't
Was it in regard to me?
No. Let me look over my notes real quick because when I was looking at
la,
them.
la, 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 la.
No, I talked about that.
Oh, well.
Okay.
How sorry do you really want me to be?
The theme song for this show is Comic Book by the Super Spies. Find it and information about the band at GarageBand.com.
Are you mad at me?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I can't tell. Please don't be mad at me. Okay. Okay, now I'm mad at you.
The rest of the music is from the Podshow Podsafe Music Network at music.podshow.com. That's it. You got anything else?
No, are you kidding me?
Dang it, there was something I wanted to say. I can't remember what it was. That drives me crazy. I'm going to wake up at like 3 in the morning.
We're going to wake up the babies.
Just going to sit up in bed and be like, bacon!
Bacon?
I don't know.
Oh, I have no response to that. So that's it.
That's it. That's our show. We love you.
Okay. Okay.
So until next week, I'm Steven.
And I'm Karen.
And I'm just another fanboy.
And I'm full of flair.
You're fabulous. Fabulous. I love you.
I love you too. Give me a kiss.
Mwah.
Bye-bye, Daddy.
Bye-bye, Daddy.
Good job.